We start with a Fox News alert. Later today, the Attorney General of the United States of America, Jeff Sessions, is going to attend the 26th Annual Law Enforcement Legislative Day in Sacramento, California. What's he going to do? Well, essentially, he's going to say, hey, California, you are breaking so many laws, we're going to crack down on you. In particular, recently, the state of California passed 3 laws to essentially make sure that that sanctuary state does not work with federal ICE agents.
And that's what Shannon Bream was out there last night. She is focused on that. She, of course, her with a legal background. And you really have California, which has a different mindset, according to most, as compared to most of America, where the fastest thing on California on the rise is homelessness. And they decide that they are going to focus more on, in this case, the illegals in their midst and protect them rather than protect the people who are actually paying taxpayer dollars. In fact, the governor took a shot at the President of the United States and his administration. At a time of unprecedented political turmoil, Jeff Sessions has come to California to further divide and polarize America. Jeff, these political stunts may be in the norm in Washington, but they just don't work here. Sad. Do you think this is a stunt, Lisa?
No, I think it's a stunt from the Democratic Party as well. I mean, you look at President Trump, who really called out Democrats, particularly in Congress the other day, for not doing anything on DACA. And remember, Democrats controlled both bodies of Congress and the White House and failed to get anything done on this. And you could also say that Democrats like Senator Kamala Harris are grandstanding themselves because, look, she is looking ahead at 2020, and we all know that she might be running for president on the Democratic ticket. So I think there's some politics at play for them as well.
She wants to corner the market on the illegal vote, and she's got it.
You got to hope they can't actually vote in California. Right? Meanwhile, she did tweet this out. Trump and Sessions think they can bully California, but it won't work. What are the 3 laws at play here? Well, they were passed just in the last year. And one of them is Senate Bill 54. And what that does is it limits the cooperation between ICE and the local jurisdictions. And then Senate Assembly Bill 450. And it requires employers, if there's a raid, to say to the police officers, the ICE agents, I'd like to see that warrant. I'd like to see the paper before you come in to arrest people who should not be in the country illegally.
Does that sound like bullying to you, Brian?
Well, no, it doesn't. In fact, it's really I really believe that this is mostly spurred on by what happened on our show. When you had the acting director of ICE just say what the mayor did in warning her people in San Francisco that the ICE agents were coming days before, allowing them, instead of picking up 950, to pick up a couple of hundred. That was just showing we have the states against the federal government, and it just can't stand. And that's why I believe the Attorney General is out there more than anything else.
And if you're a California citizen, I mean, the main emphasis of the Trump administration has been going after illegal criminal aliens. So if you're a California citizen, aren't you a little bit concerned that your state seems to be so interested in protecting individuals that are here that potentially are doing harm?
And by the way, on a side note, San Francisco, who has overrun with homelessness and high taxes as a state, happens to also have come out #1 as the hardest working the people there are #1 as the hardest working people in the entire country per capita. So they're working hard for people that aren't paying into their system and don't belong here.
I wonder how they quantify working hard, because there are a lot of people who work really hard who say, I work really hard. All right, next up on the rundown on this Wednesday, Joe Biden finally admits what you have known all along.
Some people in my party don't even get it anymore. They don't get it. It's about our pride. It's about our dignity.
Well, Tommy Lahren is going to react to the former vice president coming up next. And Tommy is going to love this. Ted Cruz with a message for the Democrat trying to take his Senate seat in her home state. Cue the music.
You're gonna run in Texas. You can't be a liberal man. Stories, liberal Robert wanted to fit in. So he changed his name to Beto and hit it with a grin. Beto wants those open borders. To take our guns. Not a chance on earth he'll get a vote from millions of Texans. If you're gonna run in Texas, you can't be a liberal man.
Yeah, at first I thought that was actually Ted Cruz singing.
It is our song of the morning. The race is on. Senator Ted Cruz has released a new radio ad attacking his Democratic opponent just hours after the primary polls closed yesterday in Texas.
Right. Don't yell about it, sing about it. The country music jingle, which I have yet to find catchy, is called If You're Gonna Run in Texas. The two will face off in November. Maybe it will be more like American Idol.
I thought that was you singing.
Right. No, not a big singer.
That's what I was told this morning.
Right.
No?
You were told misinformation.
All right. Meanwhile, let's go out to California. Tommy Lahren is joining us live. Tommy, you're from Texas originally. What did you think of that?
Well, I spent the last 2 years in Texas, and I got to tell you, the liberals would love to take the state. They still have this delusional mentality that somehow they're going to turn Texas blue. I think Texans are going to love what Ted Cruz is doing. I think they're going to find it humorous. I think they're going to like that he's poking fun at his opponent, and I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win big, as are the rest of the Republicans in red Texas.
Well, yesterday, the exit polls showed that the number of Democrats who voted in the primary went way up, far outpaced the number of Republicans. So something's going on there.
No, something definitely is going on, and I watch it for the last 2 years, and you're seeing it in the urban centers. Here's the thing. I'm in California now, but most people from California are going to Texas. Why? Because they like the low regulations in Texas. Then they get to Texas and they want to turn it into California. I don't quite understand it, but I think that there are enough conservatives, enough Republicans in Texas to keep it red. I'm not worried.
Tommy, speaking of Texas, there's a liberal Texas sheriff who's refusing to give deputies life-saving body armor because she refuses to hold, or because sorry, let me make sure. Because she is refusing to hold arrested illegal immigrants for federal immigration authorities, so they cannot be processed. What do you think Texans think of that?
Texans are not going to be happy about this. Americans should not be happy about this. This is what I don't understand about the Democratic Party. Why have they made it their official party platform to cuddle illegal immigrants? I don't understand it. I can't imagine how real Democrats feel about this. This is a change. The Democratic Party used to be about working class Americans. Now it's about illegal immigrants. And this sheriff placing illegal immigrants over police officers, Texans aren't going to like it. Americans are not going to like it. I don't think voters are going to like it either.
Well, their hope is the Hispanic community thinks it's a pro-Hispanic thing to do, since, especially in Texas. And the other thing to keep in mind, too, is that they're trying to hand out, Democrats are trying to push for a census where you no longer have to declare that you're an American citizen. So this all could be a part of a bigger plan. But let's go over to Joe Biden for a second. By all accounts, I think he's going to be running for president again. He actually called out his own party for not understanding blue-collar workers. Listen.
You know what it's like watching uncle, aunts, friends, neighbors lose a job. My dad used to say, Joe, remember, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about your respect. It's about your place in your community. Some people in my party don't even get it anymore. They don't get it. It's about our pride. It's about our dignity. It's about who the hell we are and what we've done. And it makes me angry. It makes me angry.
He's angry as he blasts his own party, Tommy.
You know, I hate to admit it, but he's spot on. And if the rest of the Democratic Party would follow his lead, I would be worried in 2018 midterms, and I would be worried in 2020. But like we just covered, the Democratic Party at large is more concerned with illegal immigrants. But Joe Biden is absolutely right. And it's this kind of message that would actually propel the Democratic Party, would actually give us a run for our money. But I don't think they're going to adopt it. I do think, though, that Joe Biden is a threat to the Republican Party. I think he could be the only threat to Donald Trump. So we got to keep our eye on him. But you know what? Taking all of the partisan politics aside, I like what he's saying. I believe in what he's saying. I don't even care that he's a Democrat. I like his message.
Right. And I think it's important he's at that special election, and both candidates have embraced the president's tariffs because they think it's pro for the American worker. Tommy Lahren, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Here are the trends on Friends. Rosie O'Donnell taking aim at the NRA in a tweet directed at spokeswoman Dana Lash. She writes, I can't accept a woman who is the mouthpiece of a, and here it is, terrorist organization.
Well, Fox News Headlines 24/7 reporter Carly Shimkus is here with how Dana Loesch is firing back. What does she say?
All right, so the national debate on gun rights turned ugly on Twitter, naturally, so nobody is very surprised about that. So after Rosie O'Donnell sent out that tweet to her 1.1 million Twitter followers, Loesch responded saying this: "Nothing says let's have an honest and logical discussion like accusing millions of innocent people of being terrorists because you disagree with them on the Second Amendment." So, guys, this just really proves how polarizing this debate is, because there are people out there that hate the NRA so much that they actually agree with Rosie O'Donnell. But I think a majority of folks agree that this does not solve or help anything.
But everyone started weighing in on that right after.
Absolutely.
Well, that's not a debate. That
the
is just
terrorist
name
story.
calling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gov.Jerry Brown, in response to Jeff Sessions yesterday, says Sessions is initiating a reign of terror against immigrants in California. Now, do you understand how big of a liar Gov.Jerry Brown is? Do you understand how big of a phony Gov.Jerry Brown is? Initiating a reign of terror against immigrants is so wrong, it's not even funny. First of all, they want to crack down on illegal immigration. So again, let's use the correct terminology. But then for Gov.Jerry Brown to say he's initiating a reign of terror, how about the reign of terror you, Jerry Brown, have initiated on the citizens of California with sanctuary cities? How about the reign of terror you, Jerry Brown, have initiated on the state of California with open border policies and with liberal welfare policies that have made California and parts of California look like a third world country? How about you, Jerry Brown, take some of the responsibility for the terror that you have initiated on California? Oh, it's my favorite time of year in Austin, Texas. South by Southwest is here. Not. It's like my least favorite time of year, to be honest. Traffic is worse. A bunch of smelly people invade. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean here, but Me Too is taking over South by Southwest. So now it's going to be even more loving and liberal and tolerant. And you've got 50 panels. Oh, excuse me. I don't want to sell you short here, folks. More than 50 panels, more than 50 hashtag Me Too panels focused on harassment and gender parity. What would we do without South by Southwest except have a lot better time next week in Austin, Texas? But we'll be shooting reports, I'm sure. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. I can't stand South by Southwest. Oh. But we'll be filing reports, and we'll be out there, and we'll be dealing with it. You know, I went last year. You know, they kicked me out. They literally, anytime we had people stalking me and my cameraman, anywhere we went, and they would harass us, and they kept telling us we had to move. More than 50 hashtag Me Too panels will be focusing on harassment and gender parity at South by Southwest this year. Now, the reason why I'm actually going here, there is a rhyme to my reason. Bernie Sanders is going to be at South by Southwest tomorrow, being interviewed by Jake Tapper. So Tweety Bird will be interviewing the crazed socialist. Crazy Bernie. What does Trump say? He's crazier than a bat or something? Bedbug. He's crazier than a bedbug. He kind of looks like a bedbug. He looks like he just rolled out a bedbug. So Tapper will be interviewing Bernie, and that'll go just fine. You've also got Sadiq Khan coming to town. I mean, see, this is why Bernie Sanders coming to town, Sadiq Khan coming to town. Ugh. What does Sadiq Khan say? Well, whatever Sadiq Khan says, wherever Sadiq Khan goes, terrorism just becomes part and parcel. So Sadiq Khan is coming to Austin, so I guess I should just expect terrorism to be part and parcel then too, because that's what happens when Sadiq Khan is in your city, according to Sadiq Khan. But you'll notice something. Although I don't know this for sure, but I'm guessing that you're not going to have a bunch of rabid, foaming at the mouth, mask-wearing, violent protesters outside of Bernie Sanders' interview. I doubt you'll have a bunch of vile, disgusting hate mongers outside of Sadiq Khan's interview during South by Southwest. I highly doubt that any conservatives or any Trump supporters will be trying to shut those interviews down by using violence, intimidation, terrorist tactics, and Nazi tactics. That's what the left does. And I mean, these videos surface all the time. I had one in the news, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I didn't even go to it. But here's Jordan Peterson goes to Queen's University. And, of course, what happens? Violent leftist protesters storm it and want it shut down. Oh, burn it down. How loving.
Racism is white supremacy. Yes, if you don't want to believe it, that's cool.
Over Jordan Peterson. The guy is just like a philosopher, a logician, if you will. Look at these people. Oh, shame, shame. Wow, we're dealing with mental illness. Look at these nuts. So how much you want to bet you're not going to see something like this when Bernie Sanders is in town or when Sadiq Khan is in town? Waving things around with making noises, chanting, trying to shut things down, saying burn people. No. Shame on you. Look at that, harassing this young girl. She's just like, hello, I'm trying to get through here. Can you move? Shame on you. I'm not even here for the event. Can you get out the way? Like, I don't care. I hate everyone right now. Where's Jordan Peterson? I don't know where he is, but you're the closest person to me. Shame, shame. She's like, I'm just trying to go to class. What's going on? You're not going to see this outside of Bernie Sanders' Jake Tapper interview. You're not going to see this outside of Sadiq Khan's interview, even though Sadiq Khan says terrorism is part and parcel to any major city. Well, not here. So maybe it's just you, Khan. Look at that. Look at that. You know, I just... I'm going to try not to be mean here. I was probably mean enough yesterday. You know, where do you go from there? Where do you go? See, this is what I'm saying. We don't call for CNN to be shut down. We don't attack them with violence and lies. We just take what they say and we say, look at how much they're lying to you. Look at how much they deceive the public. And then they say, shut InfoWars down, flag their videos, attack them, censor them. You had Alex actually mention this story earlier. He alluded to it. He didn't get into it, though. Denver sheriff shields illegal hit-and-run suspect from ICE deportation. Now, the mayor of Oakland gets to aid and abet criminals. She gets away with it. You have a non-citizen shoot and kill Kate Steinle. He gets away with it. Now you have a hit-and-run suspect, a non-citizen, who is going to be free to walk the streets and get away with it and not get deported. So this is what happens when you let criminals run the city. I had actually a lot of people attack me saying, why are you so insensitive to the homeless, Owen? You were complaining about the homeless guy with his truck and everything. No, I'm not being insensitive to the homeless. I'm saying when you let that element of society run society, society is going to be turned into dregs. That's what I'm saying. When Libby Schaff and non-citizens get away with crime that the average American citizen can't get away with, this is how society becomes dregs. This is how you create a third world country. There is no justice. And I've got this whole stack of news. I might as well just go into it now. California leaders rebuke Sessions as going to war over state immigration policy. Now, apparently Sessions has said, no, California can't succeed. I say let him succeed. I say give us New California instead of creating the 51st state of New California and then having the old California. Just let California succeed, and then we'll take New California, and then the old California will turn into a third world nation, and we'll yet again have a case study of why communism fails every time. But they're fighting back, and I want to use his exact language here. Gov.Jerry Brown, in response to Jeff Sessions yesterday, says Sessions is initiating a reign of terror against immigrants in California. Now, do you understand how big of a liar Governor Jerry Brown is? Do you understand how big of a phony Governor Jerry Brown is? Initiating a reign of terror against immigrants is so wrong, it's not even funny. First of all,